I think I'm probably the old businessman of the crowd. You know, I've been in business in this county for 49 years. That's a long time. My country store, 7-Eleven's come along, and so I had a country store, and I turned it into a supermarket. But in order to compete with 7-Elevens, I named it Cosner Supermarket, open 8 days a week. So I'd have a little advantage to let the people know I live right next door, just knock on the door and I go get you a quart of milk. Well, you know, you said you had met with developers. I believe I'm the old man that sold his business to go to 4 Mile Fork to bring business to Spotsylvania County so we could afford to educate our children. My son went to a one-room school in the first grade. Couldn't get a teacher. My wife was assistant professor at Mary Washington College. Librarian at whatever book for 27 years. Driving into Fredericksburg every day. But all the rich people in the county then, when they were farmers, they sent the children, most of them, to James Monroe. Well, the city had all the streets and sidewalks, curbs and gutters, and the basic, best education system. But you know, we were left out. We didn't feel right about keeping our children home. But I feel left out tonight. I think I'm the man that took all the chances, put up all the money. It cost me about $6 million to try to get the hospital here. Then I went to a man that I knew had more more sense about it than I did, named Judge Honecker, and I said, Judge, I just lost out at 4 Mile Fork for the hospital because I couldn't buy the Galveston's property. I said, would you please help me to get this hospital to locate on this other piece of property I just bought and paid $3 million for? He said, I'd be glad to help you. And guess what? We got the hospital. But I have 300 acres totally surrounding the hospital. Ask them, I didn't get invited to sit down and talk to you about your rules and regulations. What's the matter? Is the name Cosner bother you? I spent very near 30 years of my life out here trying to build a county so we could educate our children. The bathroom we had at Margot, the old outside John, fell down. But my son and them had a big pin on it. They finally killed him by peeing on it. So I've been around here a long time. I'm looking at people that are certain, I hope my friends that are on our planning commission that went to James Monroe, thank goodness they got a good education there at that time. But we had a tough time. So I set out to build a county. So I said, well, went to 4 Mile Fork and bought a piece of property, brought the silver Chevrolet out there, and I sold them 6 acres for $40,000. $40,000 for 6 acres. What do you think it's worth today? Then I went out and got the Ford place to locate in our county. Well, I expect back in those days when you didn't have nothing, you were more than happy to park those cars where you could see them and help to educate our children in Spotsylvania County. These developers you invited in, how come you left a poor country boy out? Can you answer that question? When I want to know who you talk to in the industrial thing. I look through what you propose in the industrial park. Yeah, Cosner's Corner gets $24, $25 a square foot. I just sold 1 acre in there for $1,400,000. How does that cap the teeth? But let me tell you, they can afford those fancy buildings. But I added up what you put on the industrial park that you're proposing right now, hiding the air conditioners on roofs. I get $6 a square foot for the property. They getting 24. That's a little $18 a square foot advantage. Would you add up the arithmetic, what you trying to put on the industrial parks in Spotsylvania County? There's no way in the world you have to get $12, $14 a square foot to meet what you require. I don't think you, one other gentleman spoke to, I don't think you even thought about adding up. And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking about a whole lot of people in the planning department. What business have you all run? Why do you answer the old man? Everybody knows in this county who I am.